Hello everyone, how you doing? I'm Tintin57. Welcome to today's video showing off the Glasgow to Edinburgh route. DTG have kindly asked me to come on and showcase any route that I wanted to that was in the sale. And this is one of my favourite ones. I like running this one quite a lot. So we're going to get everything set up first. We're going to travel down from Glasgow down to Edinburgh in the 385, which of course comes with the route, and to open the doors I need to engage the master key. That will be a good thing. We'll set this up first and then we'll talk a little bit more about it. We'll put the TMS on last. Let's just check the headlights. The headlights are on full, which is good. The remote tail lights are on, excellent. Let's go over and have a look at the safety systems. We will cut that in, and that's cut all these in that need to cut in. Okay, that's excellent. Let's just cancel this alarm. So we're at Glasgow right now. And if we get the train management system on, we'll just have a quick look at this, because this is a new bit of functionality that came with this route. So you can see the first page you're greeted with is the train formation. So you can see we've got the doors open on the left hand side. Let's just confirm that. We need to log in first of all, as a real driver would. Now it's any 4 digits. A real driver, of course, would, I assume, have his own code that he puts in that will identify him. So put the first 4 numbers in, just press enter, and then any other 4 of your choosing. If I can just get the cursor in the right place, and then log in. So what that's done is now it's telling us it's a 4-car set. This is 1 Romeo 48, 27th of June. 11:16 AM, and if we go to this one, not that one, I wanted to show you this one. This is the key. This is a key code for the doors. So this is telling you what the symbols mean on the doors, which is also quite handy. If we then go to this screen, here is where you turn on the lighting inside. Right now the lighting is off. It is the morning, but if we just click on that and say OK, you can see now the lights will come on in the train. Got these nice little seat covers as well here in first class with the Scotrail livery. That's nice, isn't it? It is really well done on the inside and the outside. Let's have a look at the auto announce, which is really interesting. So we've got 3 different categories in here, and I'm not worrying about the time. I'm not worrying if we're going to be on time or not. I wanted to show you this. We've got safety and security, customer info, and operational info. So we have things like at the station, if we click on mind the gap.
Please mind the gap between the train and the platform as you leave the train.
So we can use any of these whilst we're sat waiting.
If you see something that doesn't look right, speak to staff or text British Transport Police on 610.
That's pretty neat, isn't it?
We'll sort it. See it, say it, sort it.
If we go into customer info, there are all sorts of different things that we can announce to do with just general
Welcome
customer
to
info.
The Scotrail service to Edinburgh Waverley.
And this one, we'll just have a look at this one.
This train is for Edinburgh Waverley.
So you can set as well the period as well. So you can have it to say it once or continuous or repeat for a number of times. If we had it on repeat, it's set to 2 at the moment. We'll just have a quick look what is in operational info. So this is all the testing stuff. Let's click on the first class item.
First class accommodation is available on this train.
Okay, excellent. So we'll go to customer info for the journey. So as we're about to set off, we'll announce where the train is for, first of all.
This train is for Edinburgh Waverley.
Okay, excellent. So, let's get the doors closed. And we can make our way onto Croy, which is our first station stop. And there's the horn of the 385. Glasgow Station, by the way, which is a lovely canopy, lovely glass canopy. And one thing I always show my viewers, if I can just catch it, my favourite asset, the Lake Kebab Shop at Glasgow. But let's get back to driving the train then. We're just going through the tunnel. Then we'll be up to speed. Now, I do believe this is, I think, in the summer sale, this is around 30% off. So, this one is quite a good deal. And as you can see, well, as you will see, if you don't already own this one, this is quite a decent run as well. So, the whole route is 47 miles, which is 77 kilometres end to end. Regular viewers of my channel will know where TSW is concerned. I always like a long run, so this provides that and gives you some decent speeds as well. The whole service itself is around 50 minutes, so it will take us slightly longer today because we've been having a look at the train management system there, which is one of the stars of this DLC. So this DLC, don't forget, was developed by Rivet Games. And I think it came out late January, as I recall. I'm playing on the PS5, just for your awareness, so you can have a look. Some more horn. I know that's important for many of you, and rightly so. Well, let's come up to speed. We're in a 60 at the moment, and that will be rising to 70 for this run to Croy. We're actually due there in, what, just over 4 minutes, but we will be delayed because we were looking round at Glasgow, but that's fine. The weather is set to June. It's a lovely day. We'll follow the 385 around this corner. Also need to watch the speed, of course. .2 miles to go. It's a very narrow view, isn't it, out of the 385. There's a few of these EMUs that have a very narrow window, and there's nothing to see on the right hand side as well, because these units, if you look at the front, these units are designed to be coupled up to similar units, so there's no opportunity for a window in the centre, so you've got the second man's window there, but essentially the driving is done through this little portal, but you know, it's decent enough. It's a decent enough view, and this is actually a really lovely route scenery wise. You start to leave the city of Glasgow behind you, you come out into the countryside, and then it starts to build up again as you approach Edinburgh. So we've got 385 there on its way into Glasgow. So this was the second Scotrail route we got as well. The first being Cathcart Circle, which again was some time ago now. But whereas Cathcart Circle is it's a very stop-start, isn't it? Cathcart Circle, as you would expect. With this one, as you can see, Croy was over 11 miles from Glasgow. There are long stretches across this whole 47 miles. Where we can really come up to speed. So this one's a little bit different, and the 385 is a very capable little EMU as well, quite nippy, and it's a pleasure to drive. Once again, it's got a combined throttle and brake lever, so it's fairly easy to do. I'll just keep an eye on that speed. So it's got mastery as well on this route. You will see that once we get down to Edinburgh, right next to Murrayfield Rugby Stadium, just outside Haymarket. You will see a big top tent with a Scottish flag on top. That is the mastery tile that you can unlock through this. So we'll have a look at that once we reach Haymarket. The 385 is also available in the livery designer as well, so if you want to take it out of its quite lovely Scotrail livery, you can do that if you so wish. And just check in before the video, there's quite a few liveries already on there, some clever liveries created by you guys on there. I've said it before, I am not artistic in any way, I'm terrible at liveries, but I enjoy playing with some of the liveries that you guys have put on there, and indeed some of the scenarios as well. Some of the scenarios are very, very clever. So you've got some flexibility there if you've got a favourite livery you want to see the 385 in. And we're rapidly approaching Croy. We're going to be slightly late. We've still got just under 4 miles to do, but it's fine. So, other things that this route includes, you may have noticed already, is the dynamic weather, which I have got set to on at the moment. I don't know whether it will change along the route, it could do. It's also got the volumetric skies and the catenary spikes on the overhead wires as well, which we've seen on other routes. You tend not to see those though until it's raining. I don't think we'll see them in this clear weather, but that is available. And there is one neat feature as well. Depending on the sunlight, you see these blinds. The blinds will raise and will drop automatically, depending on the lighting. So if we get to see that, just make a mental note of where they are just at the moment, just about level with the bottom of the one on the first class, aren't they? They do actually rise and fall themselves as if the passengers inside are doing that. That's quite neat, isn't it? That's very neat. So we have got just over a mile, so we will start to slow down, then we can make this approach into Croy. Just checking our schedule today, we've got Croy, then we've got Falkirk High, Polmont, Linlithgow, Haymarket and Edinburgh. So should be a good little run this. Mentioned earlier, this is the second route we've got in Scotland. I actually quite like the Scottish routes. I hope we get some more in the future. Dovetail and Rivet do have the official licence with Scotrail, so it's there to be for routes to be created. So hope we do a few more. Okay, this is Croy. Welcome to Croy, everybody. A little overshoot there. Just slightly. Shall we actually just take that off? Let's go into reverse. Let's just reverse it back in, shall we? Let's do this properly. There we go. And we'll get the doors open. What I should have done actually is announced the station as we were coming in. So we will let everybody know where this train is for, first of all.
This train is for Edinburgh Waverley.
And what we'll do when we set off, we'll announce the next station. So let's do that. So it's Falkirk High in just under 10 miles. So we'll just leave Croy right now and then we will announce it.
The next station is Falkirk High.
That's pretty neat, isn't it? That really is neat. Now, I'm concentrating on the driving so much, I often forget to do that, but if you really want to immerse yourself, you can use this for all these various different announcements. And it's pretty neat. Now, I don't know if any other trains use that, but certainly I imagine it's not just confined to the 385. We may see it in future. So let's see what else we can do. What about your belongings? Please make sure your belongings are with you. That's another one we can do, isn't it?
Don't forget to take your belongings with you before you leave the train.
So the announcements are being made behind us. So as we're driving, you can't hear it as much in the driver's cab, but obviously when the engines are idle, when we're coasting, you'll hear it a bit louder. There is a volume button here, but I don't know what that does exactly. Doesn't appear to do much. We've got the brightness set in as well. We can increase the brightness by just moving this slider. Actually, that's like a contrast, isn't it? I don't like that. That's better. It's more definition like that. So we're bound for Falkirk High. I'm just looking at the Dovetail Live article, and this is what it says about Falkirk High. It says, as we reach the halfway point of this winding route, we arrive at Falkirk High Station. With its close proximity to Edinburgh and Glasgow, the town and station are popular with commuters and tourists alike. A modest and modern station building greets passengers upon arrival, with many of these passengers heading to some of Scotland's most iconic tourist attractions, which are situated in the town. The town is home to the famous Kelpies, two 30-metre high horsehead sculptures depicting Kelpies. These shining silver beauties draw people from afar. Falkirk is also known for the ingenious piece of maritime engineering known as the Falkirk Wheel. This frankly outlandish creation attracts transport and engineering fans keen to see a narrowboat flying through the air. I don't exactly know what that is, but I'm going to look that up after this video. It does sound a bit daft. A narrowboat flying through the air. Okay. So the other thing to say about this, the 385, there's over 200 services for the 385. There is also some layering You can use the 37 from West Cornwall. You can also use the Jubilee as well if you've got Spirit of Steam. I think all the NTP BR Blue trains operate as well as rail tours. There's a couple of rail tours, so it comes with the 385, but there's plenty to do. If you also own the railhead treatment train, this is another route where the railhead treatment train will appear, and of course that's a standalone DLC. So that's nice that is appearing on more and more routes. So you should find you've got plenty to do on here, and I quite like this route at the full price. So if you're going to get this in a sale, I would say you've got a bit of a bargain with this one. See what you think. There's going to be plenty in the sale. If there's something you've been waiting for some time, I'm sure something that's on your list is going to appear there. So fill your boots, as they say, and whatever you do pick up, I hope you enjoy it. 3.5 miles to Falkirk High. We'll look for the narrow boat. We can see that from the station. I don't know if you can. It sounds ridiculous. Someone's winding me up. Someone's trolling me. Let's take a look outside as well. We'll try not to overshoot this time. We'll see if we can stop it on the money. Quite a fast route though, isn't it? Good distance, quite fast. .385's easy to drive. Not as easy to stop when you first stop, but as you play it, you get a little more used to it. What we should do, I'm just remembering now, let's tell everybody that we're about to arrive, shall we?
We'll soon arrive at Falkirk High.
So we'll soon arrive at Falkirk High, and also if you are getting off,
Please mind the gap between the train and the platform as you leave the train.
there you go, make sure you mind the gap. So I'm going to make sure this time I stop in plenty of time. As we're just over half a mile away from Falkirk High. We're actually only a couple of minutes late, so we have made up some time actually on the run. This is Falkirk High now, just coming into view. A much better stop this time. Although saying that, I have a feeling the stop marker should be... are we actually in the platform? Let's have a quick look. We are in the platform. It's quite a long platform, isn't it? I imagine that the stop marker really should have been up here. The 6, 7 and 8 car stop is there. We're a 4 car, aren't we? I think we're a 4 car. So it's probably right. Is that the marker actually there? Indeed it is. So we went slightly past. But that's fine. It's a very, very long platform. Right, Polmont is next. Shall we announce that? We will say what train we are first, generally.
This is Falkirk High.
Oh, that's Falkirk High. This train is for?
This train is for Edinburgh Waverley.
And what's the next station?
The next station is Polmont.
Polmont. Excellent. There we go. So you see what I mean? That adds a lot more immersion to it. It's really good done. And it's clever how it's implemented into the game as well. I think that system alone probably took up quite a bit of development time, didn't it? So, you know, Rivet have done a good job on that. Let's talk about the cab as well, just while we're here, because this is really well modelled. We've got, most of these buttons are clickable. All the lights are up here, the cab lights, etc. Down lighters. Door release buttons, if you are operating them from the cab, you can do that from this side, as well as doing it on the TMS system as well. We got things like the air conditioning controls up there, AWS acknowledge button, etc. and the horn is down here. Doors on this side as well. I don't think the GSMR is working on this one at all. Let's just check. I don't think it is it? Just talk about the previous and next destination there. I'm just wondering if I have to turn a fuse on anywhere for that. Not sure. Right, I've got a 90 coming up. And in fact Polmont is about 900 yards away. So we'll get some of this speed off. So the braking is pretty good. You can get down from quite a high speed down to where you want to be quite well. So for the benefit of the passengers,
This is Polmont.
Polmont, I was calling it Polmont, wasn't I? Polmont is the correct Scottish way to say it. The blinds are still in the same position at the moment, but I do want to try to catch those and let you see them if possible. Linlithgow is next. So I'm doing this with the thumbsticks on the PS5 controller. It will be easier if you're on a mouse.
Is Linlithgow. This train is for Edinburgh Waverley.
Excellent. Right, Linlithgow. And that is where the wipers are, by the way. It's something we often don't look for, isn't it, on a route, and then suddenly we go into a scenario where it's pouring down and we're going around everywhere trying to find the wipers. That's where they are, right on the front desk, which is quite nice. Nice and easy to find. We've got 4 miles to Linlithgow. Hope everyone's enjoying the video. Just whilst we're making our way to Linlithgow, I'll put the details at the end of the video, but if you want to hop over to my channel, Tintin_57. We've got lots of TSW on there going back to 2018, the very first TSW, and we've also got other simulation games on there, trucks, cars, planes, you name it. If you want to come and check me out, you'd be more than welcome. Due at Linlithgow in a couple of minutes' time. We'll just coast now for a little while. If you go onto Dovetails website, by the way, there is an interview that was done with a real 385 driver on this route, which is quite interesting. A lot of detail about how this compares to real life driving in the 385. You might find that interesting. If you just have a look on Dovetails YouTube for that. You can also find it via the Dovetail Live article, which announced this route back in January. Nice, interesting video. It's always nice to know, isn't it, how the routes and the trains compare to those in real life. I know we've got a couple of ambassadors that are also train drivers. It's always interesting to hear from them. I don't believe we've got anybody that drives a 385 though. But as players, it's often difficult to know, isn't it, how near these things are to the real thing. So it's great to watch an interview such as the one I just mentioned, and the driver there confirming it. Okay, this is Linlithgow. What I'll do as well as we leave Linlithgow, I'll just quickly show you the route map, because I realise I'd not done that. So if you have a look at the route map, we're at Linlithgow, so we have got, it is quite a windy route, isn't it, as well. Glasgow at one end, Edinburgh at the other. Down at Edinburgh we've got the depot, which we will see. Yeah, great route, 47 miles, 77 kilometres. Will keep you busy for a long time. Let us announce the train again as we set off. So this train is for...
This train is for Edinburgh Waverley.
Yeah, it's neat that. Haymarket is next. So we've got Haymarket and then Edinburgh. So on the way into Haymarket, as I said, you will be able to see the mastery tile, which I've got unlocked, so we'll take a look at that right next to the Murrayfield Stadium. Let's announce Haymarket, shall we?
The next station is Haymarket.
Yeah, and Haymarket is literally just outside Edinburgh. So we're due there in 12 minutes, well, 11 minutes and a few seconds. We can come up to 100 miles per hour, which we will do. We're in notch 4 now, which is the top throttle notch on the 385. So we'll take a look outside for a little bit, and we'll take a closer look, shall we? I'll just fly along with the thumbstick so you can have a good look at the 385 and the Scotrail livery. First class at the front. Second class towards the rear. Oops, we got photo bombed there by a bridge. Let's reset and then we can go along to the back of the train. Got a long straight section of track right now. I mentioned layers before as well. If you do have the Cathcart circle already, then there are several services where you can use the stock, the 314 from Cathcart Circle on this route as well. So the services on here, by the way, for the 385 range from the full run, which is this that we're doing now, which is around, it's between 50 minutes and an hour depending on the stops, but there are also short services of 15 minutes to half an hour, just under half an hour as well. So you don't have to commit, if you've not got much time, you don't have to commit to a full run end to end. You can do some shorter services, so there's a very good mix there depending on what you want to do. And like I was saying all the way through, I think you'll have a lot of fun with this one. Can't open the windows on this. Oh, the other thing I wanted to show you as well is if I go to the views, this is an interesting view. So this is like a platform view. There is a little CCTV camera at the front, which I will now show you. So this is something else that's been put in. That's why it's in black and white. If I go back into this view, and I quickly go up to the front of the train as we come through this cutting. We have got the, where is that camera? There it is. It's the driver's eye view. It's this camera. So that was the black and white sort of CCTV camera there that you just saw. That's that view, which is quite good. That's something new as well on this route, which the 385 has got. So we'll change that view. You can come into this view, of course, as well, and just look at the TMS. That's one of the internal views. You can also go to the safety systems and back to the driver's view as well. So if this is a little bit small for you, you can change the internal view, which will just show that panel, if that helps. So we've got an 80 coming up. But there seems to be a very big list in the sale right now at the moment, the summer sale. So I hope many of you have been saving up those Steam vouchers, because if you want to build up your collection, I think now is the time to do it. So we're just coasting now for a little while. We do have 100 coming back up. Let's take a look as we come across this very wonderful viaduct. come up to speed again. See what I mean about the route? It's very scenic, isn't it? The Scottish countryside looks lovely. I think they've represented it very, very well. "7 miles into Haymarket, which will fly by." Let's just give another reminder to everybody so they can be picking up their bags if they're getting off.
We'll soon arrive at Haymarket.
And don't forget,
We'll soon arrive at Haymarket.
okay, I thought I'd clicked the on and off trains. We'll do that now.
Please take extra care when getting on and off trains.
Yeah, very sensible. Take extra care. The route in general itself comes with the usual, I think it's 5 scenarios, some decent length scenarios as well, which you should also enjoy. Plenty to occupy you on this one. If you want to go back and have a look on my channel, just recently I did run the West Coast Railways Class 37 rail tour in the maroon livery, which I got from the Creators Club. I ran that end to end on this route. We did that in a live stream just recently. Go and check that out, then you can see some of the Creators Club stuff running on this route. Excellent in a 37. You could really give it some grunt down this route. So go and check that out. I think if you like your classic traction, your 37s, I think you'll enjoy that little run that we did. We're just 3.6 miles away from Haymarket, so you will start to see Murrayfield fairly soon. Let's just go above this catenary. So you can check out, you see as we approach Edinburgh, little by little, buildings start to come up. There's a tram, by the way. You see the tram? Those trams, I think there's over 200 AI services in the trams as well, in the tram, on the tram section. So you can't play those, but they are animated. So this is the tram line right around here. So you can spot those travelling past as you approach as well, which is quite nice of them to put in. Put a little bit of brake on and we'll start to come down to this 80. So if you look ahead, you can see Murrayfield. You see the top of the stands there, Murrayfield. And this here is the aforementioned mastery tile that you unlock once you get past the second level, the final level of mastery. So there's a big marquee tent there outside of Murrayfield, probably the beer tent or the whiskey tent in Scotland. So a little bit of over braking whilst we were looking at that, but there is Murrayfield. If rugby is your thing. So Haymarket is coming up. Let's go down to minimum brake and let's tell everybody once again in case they need to get off.
We'll soon arrive at Haymarket.
Now what would be nice would be if that system was automated in some way, so that as we approach the stations it would automatically announce them. That would be nice, wouldn't it? So we don't have to press the button, it will tell us we're about to come into Haymarket at various points, maybe a couple of times before we actually reach it. But the other thing, what do you know? We are pretty much on time into Haymarket after that delay up in Glasgow. We will have some wait time at Haymarket just while we unload and load passengers, but it's okay. So this is Haymarket. Let's just come into a nice gentle stop. Nice mix of the old and the new, isn't there, at some of these stations as well? You got the older buildings at this side, and yet look here, you got this concourse at Haymarket, and it doesn't look out of place. That I quite like it. There's the entrance to the station, the old original entrance. So just over a mile into Edinburgh, so it's not far at all. So we'll just put it to notch 1 because we do drop down into Edinburgh as well. So we'll announce Edinburgh right away.
We'll soon arrive at Edinburgh Waverley.
Yep. And also,
please mind the gap between the train and the platform as you leave the train.
yeah, we don't want any accidents now, do we, when we've run all this way? It's been a nice run again, so you know, thanks guys for watching this as part of the summer sale event. I hope you've enjoyed it as well. It's my honour to be able to come on to DTG's channel and show you this. And if it does help you buy the route or any of the other routes, drop a comment below. Always nice to get that feedback if it's helped, if it's given you a chance to have a look at something. That's what it's about. So it's a very slow approach into Waverley. Once we get out of this tunnel, we'll take a quick look. We should be able to see Edinburgh Castle, and the Balmoral Hotel is also modelled, which is quite famous. So here's the station, just coming into view. Just around this last curve, and we're there. So if I take you to the outside view, up there is Edinburgh Castle. As you can see, I don't know if you've visited that, well worth a visit. If you haven't, and you're in this neck of the woods, you have to go and see that. High on top of the rock there. Excellent position for a castle, isn't it? And there's our train, just passing quietly underneath the castle. And this is Waverley Station now, coming in. So we're coming into platform 11A. If you listen carefully, you can hear the bagpipes. You hear that? That is a nice touch, isn't it? Everybody's waiting for us to come in. What we'll do when we stop the service, we'll briefly jump out. We'll have a very quick look at Edinburgh Station whilst we're here, because again, that's also quite impressive. Let's get the doors open and we'll have a look at everybody getting off. Again, the station canopy is really impressive, and that is 370,000 square feet of glass. That's a lot of glass, isn't it? That is a lot of glass. But if we just hop back to free roam, look how light and airy this is. It's great, isn't it? What we'll do is we'll leave the train as it is for now, and if I open the door, we'll just hop out. We'll have a very quick look around Edinburgh Waverley, and I think even this is new. We can go up the lift to the top. Let's do that. Just these little things coming into these DLCs, isn't there, that are different. So you see now we've gone up above, which is quite nice. We can look down on the station, the old ramp there coming down. We go down the escalators. Stew's Brew is even here. So there's plenty to see. And then just as a final thing, one other thing they've put in. Notice, by the way, Hammer Yar, the very subtle anagram of the real thing. You can play a song. So there you go. We can leave that playing as we walk around Edinburgh. And, you know, really, thank you once again for joining me on this. Thank you to DTG for having me on. I do appreciate it. Don't forget, if you do want to hop over and come and look at my channel, the details are just about to follow now. I'm Tintin_57, DTG Ambassador, and a player of many, many different simulator games. It'd be really nice to see you over on my channel. You're all welcome. Thanks again for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. Hope it makes you make a decision. But also, I hope you get everything that you need in the summer sale. Take care, everybody. See you soon. Bye for now.